The Sandman Season 1 begins in 1916 with an ambitious ritual gone wrong. Roderick Burgess, a wealthy and arrogant occultist, attempts to summon and imprison death in order to bargain for eternal life and resurrect his deceased son. Instead, he captures Dream of the Endless, also known as Morpheus, the immortal personification of dreams, stories, and the subconscious. Stripped of his tools of power, his helm, his ruby, and his pouch of sand, Dream is imprisoned inside a glass sphere deep beneath Burgess's estate. Over the next century, as Dream remains captive and silent, his absence sends shockwaves through the world. Some people fall into a sleeping sickness and never wake, while others are cursed with unending nightmares or lose the ability to dream at all. In the dreaming his crumbling realm, chaos takes root, and rogue nightmares escape into the waking world. Eventually, Burgess dies and his son Alex takes over the manor. Despite having opportunities to free Dream, Alex maintains the imprisonment out of fear. In 2022, a careless security breach finally gives Dream the chance to break free. He returns to the dreaming, which is now in ruin. Lucien, Dream's loyal librarian and caretaker, has kept things afloat in his absence, but warns him that many nightmares, including the terrifying Corinthian, have gone rogue and are causing chaos in the human world. Dream vows to restore order, but he is weakened and must first retrieve his lost tools to regain his full power. Dream's first stop is retrieving his pouch of sand, which has found its way to Johanna Constantine, a powerful but troubled exorcist who uses the sand in her work. Johanna reluctantly agrees to help Dream once she realizes who he is and how dangerous the sand has become in mortal hands. Their journey to reclaim it brings them to a woman named Rachel, Johanna's former lover, who has been slowly consumed by the magical properties of the sand. Dream mercifully ends Rachel's suffering and reclaims the pouch. The next item, his helm, is in hell, won in a trade by a demon named Choronzon. To retrieve it, Dream must travel to the underworld and face Lucifer Morningstar, the elegant and formidable ruler of hell. Dream invokes an ancient symbolic combat known as the Oldest Game, a duel of imagination where each player becomes a form meant to outmatch the other. Choronzon becomes a wolf, Dream a hunter. The demon becomes a deadly disease, Dream a world immune to it. Eventually, Choronzon becomes anti-life, the force of meaninglessness and despair. But Dream calmly and powerfully responds with, "I am hope." The concept of hope cannot be defeated by anti-life, and Dream wins. Though Lucifer allows him to leave, she is humiliated and quietly vows revenge. Dream's final tool, the ruby, was taken by Roderick Burgess and later altered by his son, John D. After escaping a psychiatric hospital, John steals the ruby and embarks on a warped quest to rid the world of lies, believing the ruby reveals absolute truth. John enters a 24-hour diner and manipulates the minds of the patrons using the ruby. He strips away their facades and unleashes their darkest impulses, leading to emotional breakdowns, violence, and death. When Dream confronts John, he finds the ruby has been re-engineered to draw power directly from him. Rather than destroy John, Dream regains the ruby and absorbs its energy, restoring himself to his full strength. With his tools reclaimed, Dream turns his focus to restoring the dreaming and hunting down rogue nightmares. One major threat is the Corinthian, a seductive, sadistic nightmare who has been enjoying life in the waking world by inspiring a trail of serial murders. But before Dream can confront him, another mystery arises. A young woman named Rose Walker is revealed to be a dream vortex, a rare being capable of breaking the walls between dreams and reality. Rose begins to experience other people's dreams as her own, destabilizing both worlds. She is searching for her younger brother Jed, who is being held captive by abusive foster parents and kept in an endless nightmare created by a rogue nightmare named Galt. Dream discovers that Rose's powers are accelerating the collapse of the dreaming, and according to the ancient laws, he may be required to kill her to preserve reality. Rose, unaware of her true nature at first, becomes entangled in Dream's world as she drifts deeper into the dreams of others, some beautiful, some horrifying. Meanwhile, the Corinthian finds Rose and manipulates her, trying to use her powers to overthrow Dream and reshape the dreaming into a nightmare-fueled dominion. This culminates in a chilling sequence set at a serial convention, a serial killer gathering where the Corinthian is a celebrated guest. Rose's presence and her connection to the dreaming causes Dream walls to collapse. Dream arrives just in time to unmake the Corinthian, reclaiming him as a failed creation who lost his purpose. Yet even with the nightmare vanquished, Dream still faces the hard truth. Rose must die to prevent the destruction of the dreaming, but a final twist saves her. Rose's great-grandmother, Unity Kincaid, who was once one of the people cursed by Dream's imprisonment and remained asleep for decades, reveals that she was the one meant to become the dream vortex. She had a child while unconscious, fathered, it's implied, by Desire, Dream's scheming sibling, thus passing the vortex trait down the family line to Rose. Unity voluntarily takes on the vortex within herself and allows Dream to release her spirit, saving Rose and preserving reality. Enraged, Dream confronts Desire, suspecting that this was all part of a larger plan to trick him into killing his own blood. Such an act would have violated the rules of the Endless and left Dream vulnerable. He warns Desire to stay out of his way or suffer the consequences. In the final scenes, Dream begins rebuilding the dreaming, creating a new version of the Corinthian, this time with the potential for purpose beyond cruelty. Meanwhile, Lucien continues to manage the dreaming's vast library of unwritten and forgotten stories. Rose writes down her experiences in a journal, finding closure, though her dreams will never be the same. The season ends with a quietly ominous moment. Back in hell, Lucifer Morningstar meets with her advisors and speaks of a coming war. She declares her intent to act in a way that will shock even God and make the Endless regret ever defying her. As the screen fades, the scope of the story expands far beyond dreams, hinting at celestial conflict and moral reckoning still to come.